because you have a winner taste, 88.5 FM is your only station. When somebody tells you all FM stations are the same, they haven't been listening. 88.5 FM is totally different. That's why true music lovers make a big switch. And because you have a winner taste, 88.5 FM is your only station. When somebody tells you all FM stations are the same, they haven't been listening. 88.5 FM is totally different. That's why true music lovers make a big switch. And because you have a winner taste, 88.5 FM is your only station.
You want music?
Then get music right now on Kings 88.5
FM.
When somebody tells you all FM stations are the same, they haven't been listening. 88.5 FM is totally different. That's why true music lovers make a big switch. And because you have a winner taste, 88.5 FM is your only station.
What a political holy-bully. What a political hoity-toity. What a political foodie-doody. What a political hocus-pocus they have come with. What a political jabberwocky. What a political poppycock. What a political gobbledygook. This consternation. I ask that you accept my pentinacious circumlocution. Accept my pentinacious circumambagous, grandiloquence, and magniloquence. But I will tell you this. I will not koto in Japoho. I will refuse to koto in Japoho. Sententious, inarticulate, and uncommunicative on this act of recidivism, which is the verisimilitudinous xenophobic attack on my consanguinities. Thinking it is a path to honorificability dignitatis. Honorificability dignitatis is a verbal prolixity, a sesquipedalian word, a state of achieving honors. Yes, divinification, language, jejun, wobicon, an obstinate conspiracy, melancholy that led to this cartel, nauseous, and miasmatic vituperative attack. They are non-compos mentis. This is barbaric and megalomaniacal. My pain is this. Some of our leaders in their pusillanimous manner is a thing of incongruity and repugnance. What a devitalizing, a petrifying, and a desiccating situation. To me, the belligerent, deleterious, cantankerous, and murderous annihilation.
Because in this particular scenario, I will not temper justice with method. Who is that arrogant homo sapien that was part of the production process of bringing this infinitesimal being into this wicked world? Young man, it is crystal clear that you're mentally unstable. And this idiot standing before us is a super moon.
See, this is a mendacious, perfidious, fallacious, erroneous, and egregious asseverations, allegations, avowal, and affirmation, unequivocally and uncontrovertibly stating that I did not fecund, propagate, proliferate, and fertilize this lady's prenatal chambers, ovaries, and ovum. Let me give you the utmost veracity, verity, and dinkum oil, and the cornucopia and gallimaufry of the ingredients of this pandemonium and conundrum. For donkey years and a month of Sundays, we are engaging in pata-pata, rumpy-pumpy, and coitus, but I must admit that I did not fertilize and fecund your ovaries, gook, and prenatal chambers. A verisimilitude harangue to my prescient, vigorous, and vociferously vehement gravitas correro. You see, this matter requires a Brobdingnagian ruminative introspection. As an aficionado and academic apparatchik, let me punctiliously and meticulously perorate and adumbrate. You see, it is lugubriously abysmal and dolorously lachrymose that the price of Naira keeps nosediving and plummeting in a pernicious, malignant, and maleficent nodus modus, while the price of dollar keeps mushrooming, burgeoning, proliferating, and ballooning to the crescendo and apotheosis.
Language, languorous, and in a financial comatose. They have the intrepidity and temerity to incautiously introduce the endemic and autochthonous excruciating bank charges. What a debilitating, attenuating, enervating, and exasperating situation. The totalitarians, tyrannical and tyrannous politicos, leave the masses in what I call happy-go-lucky and desultory attitudes. The prodigious charges, or if you like, call it taxation, has anomalously caused a proliferate, unabated, skyrocket cost of living in our milieu. Why create a financial tumult, a financial rumpus, in our pockets? The anti-penultimate lemma is melancholious and rebarbative, so it has to be barbiturated, proscribed, annihilated, and decapitated. If not, it will cause another financial bankruptcy, financial dilapidation and lobotomization, financial precipitation, maladroit and malady. The charges has to be barbiturated, or else I will not koto in this boho. I will not koto in this boho. So Akatako and Ogenekaro, I will not koto in this boho. The charges has to be barbiturated.
Let me abruptly regurgitate my point of view vis-a-vis, using my perspicacity and ratiocinations as a compos mentis homo sapien and as an erudite.
In their milieu is sardonic, opprobrious, malevolent, contumelious, erroneous, lugubrious, and clamorously exasperating. Come to think of it, is it that this lazy, lackadaisical, languorous, the pusillanimous and tendentious mannered have forgotten that they own companies? Have they forgotten the role we played in the emancipation of the unforgettable of his blessed memory? I will not koto in your poho. In their milieu is sardonic, opprobrious, malevolent, contumelious, erroneous, lugubrious, and clamorously exasperating. Come to think of it, is it that this lazy, lackadaisical, languorous, the pusillanimous and tendentious mannered have forgotten that they own companies? Have they forgotten the role we played in the emancipation of the unforgettable of his blessed memory? I will not koto in your poho.
It is the weekend. A weekend in Monrovia, Liberia. A TGIF. And thank God it's Friday. They say because it's jolly time. Couple of hours from now. So let me say thank you so very kindly this weekend and welcome to the show, Real Talk on Kings 88.5 with me, Sam Andrews, on this day of November 2024. We've got the issues to talk about, people. We are at the legislature. We are in the president's office. And we take a stroll around the United Methodist Church from a religious perspective, regionalization. And then we are on Mary's Porsche, block Titan. So you see, we've got the issues to talk about, all because of you, for you, by you. We are the sacrificial lamb for your sake. My name is Sam Andrews. We talk it real on Real Talk, without compromise, without bias, without hit against anybody. But we share the common denominator, the commonality we've got, Liberia. Welcome to the show. Let's get started with the acknowledgement. Those of you who have come on. Emmanuel Gizi Answer. You've come on from where you didn't say we repeated. You're following from where you said no, you did not. CDC Pape. You've come on from Dupont Road. And as usual, you will say, God, please have mercy on Liberia. Adolphus Chelsea Corner. You've come on from Broadville, Packer Corner. And you said, keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. And thank you for coming on. We're inspired by your presence. Romeo T.S. Canio. Yes, your last name is K-A-N-N-I-O. You said, okay. Stephen Coker, my dear John brother, you've come on from Washington, D.C., the United States of America. Good to have you on, Stephen Coker. I will certainly do, my dear brother, Stephen Coker. J. Regina Sally, you've come on from Rabot Sports City, Grand Capeman County. Good to have you on. Emmanuel Richardson, you are following from Caldwell, Monrovia, Liberia. Corina Doe, you said good afternoon. Mr. Andrews, good afternoon to you, wherever you are. Corina Doe. Brilila Warrens, you come on from Delaware, USA, the United States of America. You said thanks for the show, my brother. Thank you for coming on to my dear sister, Brilila. We are inspired by your presence. Ben G. Alfonso Carr, you're on. Olpa Hammer, you are following from Habel, Magibby County, Dolostown. Who else? Joseph Barcelona and Pay, you are following from Jacobtown, Painesville, Boyman Buster, Banem. You've come on from Jamaica Row. Arthur Bia, you're following from Buchanan City, Grand Bassa County. Jackson C. Pony of Iron Factory, Block C Community. You are a member of the Intellectual Center called Block Titan. And the birthday man is also following the show. Good to have you on. Rufus Divine Brooks of the same Iron Factory, Block C Community, along with the chairman of that intellectual block, Rico, as he's called affectionately, Kenneth Boy. Thank you all for coming on. Ruben Kane, you are following from Gardnersville. James D. Gale, you are following from United Nations Drive, and you are pouring in like river flowing. Time is of the essence. We will acknowledge you as time goes by. Don't worry, just as you come on, we'll acknowledge you. But we've got to get started. And no better way to start than to wish a blessed birthday to Liberian journalist Rufus Divine Brooks. Pre-birthday. You'll be celebrating your birthday on Sunday. Thank you ever so much that you always follow, despite you are with Prime FM. Rufus Divine Brooks is on the show every day. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And the birthday is on the 10th. Sunday will be the 10th. Today is the 8th. Yes. Tomorrow, the 9th, Sunday. So Rufus Divine Brooks Jr., your birthday will be on the 10th of November. Hope that you celebrate in grand style. Make the maximum use of it. It doesn't have to be extravagant. Celebration is determined by the person. And moreover, celebration technically is satisfaction from in out. Whether it is extravagant, it is moderate, whatever. Once the celebrant is excited in Thanksgiving that God has allowed him to celebrate, to see that day, and whichever way he decides to do it, it is a celebration. And all of you, you celebrate with your colleagues. Move there and cheer him on. That's the best thing you can ever do for a friend or a brother in any situation, be it wedding, birthday, funeral. You have to give comfort. That's why God said in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 18, comfort one another with these words. So at funeral, you comfort. at parties, weddings, you cheer the person up. You give them an upbeat spirit. So we say congratulations and happy pre-birthday to you, Rufus Divine Brooks Jr. And as you celebrate your birthday on Sunday, you are there at Prime FM 105.5, and you are in the Iron Factory block. What we've got to talk about this weekend, we try to avoid the politics, but it's just hard to leave it. However, we will stay within the perimeter of the politics. Let's start with the president. The president is the republic property. All over the world, the president is the republic property. From the day the person is announced by the Elections Commission to the inauguration, that the person says, I, John Josiah, do solemnly swear that I will uphold, protect, defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Taking it over, so sweet, so enjoyable. And then they move on. The Chief Justice will show the Bible and they kiss the Bible. You become the property of the state. The state looks after you. The state is concerned about your well-being. The state is concerned about how you manage the country. The state is concerned about your travel. And of all, the state is concerned about the leader's health. The last is key for any leader all around the world. The president is not president for Unity Party, CDC, or any other party. When the person becomes president, he is the president of the 4.5 million or 5.4 million people that queue at every center to give him the authority to manage them. Hence, if anything is happening and they see signs of that, it becomes a concern to them, and they got the right to raise that concern. And that concern is what I'm about to talk about. Prior to the president coming in, I saw and I gave pieces of advice to his office, those around him. They overlooked some, they heeded to some. I see a recurrence. The signs are repeating and they are overlooking it. This is no propaganda. I do not sit to talk from a propaganda perspective. I talk the reality or analyze whether for or against the reality must be said. In our country, we tend not to be cautious, but we will wait when something happened before. We saw the incident on Inauguration Day that Mr. President nearly fell. We saw that. Prior to that, I said that we need to manage Mr. President with every caution. That Mr. President need not engage or take on many travels. You argue the president has to move, like somebody of radio argument when this thing came out. So how will things come to the country? The president needs to travel. The president has to get out. It is true. The president must move. It is convincing when investors, countries, and other people can see the face of the president. The face of the president is convincing than the face of the vice president. The face of the president is convincing than the face of the speaker. The face of the president is convincing than the face of the Senate pro tem. The face of the president is convincing than any face in the executive or any one of those two branches of government or beyond. The face of the president is the visa. The president manages or spearheads the public relations, the international, or just say he is the chief in that area. So he has to get out to convince. He has to make the case for Liberia. So there isn't anything wrong with the president traveling. But there is limitation to any president's travel. There is limitation. You will listen carefully. I'm coming there. I'm laying the basis. If we're not careful, if we aren't careful, what we saw on Inauguration Day, that the whole world was afraid or scared, we might see another. It is wrong to be hypocritical. It is wrong to see something God is showing the sign and you try not to. For us, we'll talk it. May I have said it. From the first day Mr. President took over, I advise, let us not allow Mr. President to be traveling here and there. Prince Johnson said the old man is old. I wish I can get that clip. Prince Johnson said the old man is old. The old man is old. Now, Prince Johnson did not make a mistake in his expression. That was not a wrong English, to put it the Liberian way. He was grammatical. He said the old man is old. What that expression means, that the person has aged. 2, the person does not have the strength, the energy again. 3, no one can defy fragility. No one can defy depreciation. No one can defy declining of health. No amount of money, no amount of unique atmosphere can keep you young and young and young and young and young. If that was true, all of those who had millions, billions, trillions would not have died. No. So Prince Johnson, when he said the old man is old, that's what he was referring to. He said the old man is old. In essence, he has age, he doesn't have the energy. The context in which he spoke was in favor of Jeremiah Kuhn. So he said Jeremiah Kuhn will be doing the work. Jeremiah Kuhn will be moving here and there. But it's not Jeremiah Kuhn issue I'm talking about. Literally, the president is not being taken care of. In this country, when you attempt to talk about the president, then people will get for, oh, you will come for you. Oh, no. That's democracy. You know why today that the Democrat lost the election? 2 things. Not necessarily that he faltered in the debate, which he did, but primarily his health. The president of the United States is declining. This is natural. Every one of us will move from one stage to another. As you age, depreciation comes in, or fragility sets in. It is divine. You cannot force it. We have to be careful. We have to manage Mr. President well. I don't want to believe that we want some kind of awful situation. Every one of you, please look and listen carefully. Let me ask you, do you hear Mr. President on the radio often? Like you hear of other presidents? When I say on the radio, not quotation, but the president's voice. Do you hear how many radio stations in this town play the president's voice after he had made news? The chief newsmaker in a country is the president. That is why the people say anything the president say is a policy statement. It's catchy. It's discussable. It goes far and wide. I have not had that opportunity to hear Mr. President, radio stations playing Mr. President's voice often. But rather they will opt for quotation. President Joseph Iman Boakai said this. According to the president of Liberia, Joseph Iman Boakai, the Liberian leader, Joseph Iman Boakai, said this. Very seldom he's on or his voice is played. Why he isn't on often? And he makes news every day, every minute, every hour, because he is difficult to understand. He's very, 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 very low. Because he has aged, the voice can come out. What I saw today prompted me to send out this advice again. People, I beg you, those of you around Mr. President, you be careful. You look in the president's face and say, you can't do this. You can't do that. There is a guy that I follow in my religious life. I listen to no other person very often than that guy. That guy is a veteran and authority in Bible end time prophecy. Throughout, though I do not go with that thing called spiritual leader, daddy, father, but here is a guy who has helped and continue to help me. Everything this guy says about the Bible, especially Bible end time prophecy, you find that is true. But what happened? With time, he has aged. And so the people are managing him. Though he stands, he can talk, and they have this pin microphone. But you know what they've advised? When he goes to preach, that he shouldn't stand for long. So they reached the conclusion that he will sit and preach to the people, because preaching is conversational. It's not shouting and screaming and yelling. If you ever understood preaching that way, well, then that is why when somebody is making sense from the pulpit, you say the person cold. The person, other pastor, yeah. And I know where our pastor tell the man from, they meant too cold. Because you think preaching is shouting and jumping and ranting. Preaching is conversational. Just like you and your friend would sit in the office and talk, or in the yard, wherever, walking on the street, 2 or 3 person having conversation. That's what preaching is. So they decided to use a chair, position it right before the pulpit with his microphone that goes far and wide, his voice. What they are doing there is they're not allowing him to stretch, and probably he might overstretch so that he doesn't fall and die. You have to use wisdom. As much as God loves everybody, but God gives you wisdom. As much as God can protect everybody, God gives you wisdom to be the first person to preserve your life. Mr. President was at the Unity March, the opening, and Mr. President decided to stand to talk. There is something called situational features. What it is, when you go to gathering, don't only be concerned about what the person is saying, but you look at the person's body, gesture, you look at all of those things that are happening around. That's what they call situational features. So Mr. President stands to talk. He took that decision. I think it would not have been a problem. None of his people would have told him, stand and talk, had he decided to remain seated and talk. But he decided to stand. And while talking, go to the video. See, Mr. President hand, the one with the Mac was shaking, and the one he held the program sheet was also shaking. Mr. President hand shaking. Then the lady that was sitting on his far right, because another guy sat right beside Mr. President. So the lady was on the other side. So when she noticed that, she was trying to put something under Mr. President's program, she probably to rest his hand on, or that the program she will rest on that, so it would not be saying that the president hand is shaking. Y'all go back to that video. Y'all watch it. And Mr. President too soon realized that his hand was shaking a lot. So he decided to rest the paper on the desk. Now, this is not a usual thing. We all know that. But I will give a caution from the first day and repeating it, that the people around Mr. President got to be careful. He is the president of this country. He's not his own. He's nobody's property, but the property of the Liberian people. They have to manage. Mr. President has aged. Mr. President is not energetic enough. Mr. President has passed his prime. We do not want any disaster. Mr. President, all of us, every day we age, every day the human being move from one level to another. Every day. Mr. President is in 80. Mr. President is not in his 60 or 50. The reason his predecessor was energetic and stay energetic in everything to the extent that he will go and practice, he will play 30 minutes, 35 minutes, 45 minutes football. He will walk from one end to another. He will walk long distance because he stayed in his prime. Former President Weah, he's still in his prime. But the current president is in his 80s. Between 60, 70, 80, you have reached a zenith by which your body can no longer respond readily as you want it to respond. So, what happened today? The people have to be careful. God is showing a sign. Let Mr. President sit down to talk. It is not wrong. What the people need is the message. You see, the white people, sorry if you think I'm being racist, but the white people, they don't equal regime. When they know that the person can make it, the person not strong enough, they will put a mechanism in place. They will advise expressly. And you saw Donald Biden. You saw Biden's situation. Biden's situation is in twofold. The faltering in the debate and his age. His age. He's frail. He's no longer himself because he's in the 80s. So Mr. President goes today. Mr. President hand trembling, fighting. You know, when you before people, it can happen to young people too. It happened to all of us when we're coming up. Some people even advise that you should take tranquilizing drug. It can happen to everybody. When you're before a large crowd, your first, probably your second time, your hand can be trembling. But that is not what I'm talking about at that age. I am talking about Mr. President's age. That Mr. President was trembling in front of people, everybody looking. They did well when he came. I think the trip he made before the Rome trip, he came out, they had the intercessory service at his house and he was sitting. That was not bad at all. Beyond that, they allowing him to do things in the public. He's standing there. They carry him to go launch this other program. Every now and then, the president will be launching this. The president will be launching that. The president will be launching this. He's going far distances. I told you people a couple of weeks ago about what the advice that was given to the Brazilian president, Lula da Silva. He was advised expressly not to travel. And the reason that was given because of his age and frailing health. In essence, the Brazilian people say, we want our president to die. We still need him. Therefore, we have to manage him well. Hence, the doctors have advised, psychologists and the rest of the people, that he will no longer travel out of the country long distances, sitting in plane for 21 hours, for 30 hours, for 12 hours. They took that decision. You see where people? You see how they can live long, up to 100, 105, 110, because they can listen to advice. The people here still putting Mr. President on plane, carrying him from one end to another, sitting in plane for 12 hours, 16 hours, 20 hours. He's suffering, and when you sit in plane long, you suffer from jet lag. Even those guys who are in the prime, the footballers, they complain. They complain of the long travels, sitting in plane long. Then what more about a person who is in his 80s? What I saw today, I just thought to advise. God uses people to advise. God can come down to earth and say, you're making a mistake, stop it. And when we see God physically, then we are convinced. God uses people. God uses sign. God never works without sign. God never advises without sign. You try to manage Mr. President well. You stop allowing Mr. President to engage into too many public engagements. I know you want to prove a point that he's healthy, he's in a good bill of health, and on and on. I know you want to do a good public relations or propaganda. But listen, you can never ever lie on health. You can never use health as a political weapon. Health is not a political weapon. When you're declining, you're declining. You can get the billions of dollars. You will decline. That is divine. But you can manage yourself to avoid the contrary. You can manage yourself. And I am urging you people who are around Mr. President to trim his itinerary. Those of you who are around, you trim Mr. President itinerary. If you think that it is okay that he can go about moving, doing whatever, whichever way, well, that's it. We're not wishing for disaster, but as a citizen, And all of us as citizens of this country, we have the right to raise any concern that we're not comfortable with, that we sense may not be right for our president to speak out. It is no wrong. It is no crime. It is not a violation of the Constitution. It is not undemocratic. It is the right thing to do then to be hypocritical. You know that it is wrong, but yet you say nothing with it. We beg all of you people around there, your tribe. When Mr. President talking, you can hardly hear, understand him rather. Mr. President guess they are even having difficulty understanding him. Some of them will just sit there, they act like they're hearing or understanding him so that it will be saying, yes, they understand, but they're not understanding because Mr. President is always low. Low. If you recorded Mr. President and you put it into in a radio station, the radio station has a certain computer called Adobe. When you put it inside, I don't care how you increase it to the last number, 10, you will not still get Mr. President clear. You will not still get Mr. President clear. So you want to be careful. I beg all of us, let us try to do that. All right. Then within this realm, the how do you call it? The Thanksgiving service. The Thanksgiving service was held yesterday. They said Thanksgiving service for Liberia. So the president, the first lady, the vice president, and the rest of the government officials were there at Bethel Intercontinental Church in Congo Town. And the pastor preached. The pastor who preached the sermon, one of those on one of the boats around here, I will get it. Yes. So he preached the message. Then it was time for Mr. President to say what he had on his mind. Couple of lines. Listen carefully. Hear what he said. Few things I pick up from him. He said, today is a recommitment to show love for our country. Today is a recommitment to show love for our country. Meaning that the people should recommit themselves to demonstrating genuine love for one another as citizens. 2, the greatest, he said, I'm quoting him verbatim, word for word, the greatest strength I believe this country has is the Liberian people. 3, they have demonstrated to the world that they are great, loving individuals who stand out in our sub-region. 4, we have shown resilience. We have shown courage. And at this time, we are here to rise, to shine, and be a blessing for Liberia's potential greatness. That's what he said. To put this in context, recommitment to show love. Here's the irony. The very president is an irony of this, followed by the rest of the people. Look what is happening all over the place politically. Take the politics out of it. There's no human, genuine love. See what is happening at the legislature. See the fight between the executive and the judiciary and the legislature and the executive, and then going down. See what is happening. The people are crying. The people are being stabbed in the back. No regret whatsoever. why it is true that it is not, the president cannot interfere in that branch of government, but here is a national issue that raises concern. The people are crying, the people are grumbling, they are complaining of what they see happening with money all over the place, and suffering is high, and Mr. President will not speak to that. Listen, there is a difference between speaking on something when the people are grumbling, when the people are crying, and interfering. You cannot go there and meddle into what is happening at the House of Representatives. But money comes up, and the people are vexed because they are suffering and things are not working for them, and they are saying something. Some of them are even making threats, and they are insulting, and they're doing all kinds of anger, rage, vexation, cutting all over them. Doesn't it raise concern to a leader who has love, if he ever had? Because the love simply is treating one another right. Isn't that what God said? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. So if you aren't suffering and your neighbor is suffering, then, and you're doing nothing, then you don't have love. Isn't that what Jesus said? In Matthew chapter 22, 39, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And how did he refer to it? He said, this is the second commandment. The first commandment is love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. Then he goes on, he said, love your neighbor as you love yourself, which is the second commandment. So if we say we love ourselves, and the people are complaining, the people are hurt, the people are frustrated, and nothing is being done to pacify the hurt or to comfort them, to give them hope, adversity is running high, and you can do nothing, and then you go in a church and say recommitment to show love? No, then it's cosmetic. That is the first line of Mr. President lines, the few I pick up. The first line, he said, today is a recommitment to show love for our country. And listen, those of you, you know, one of the reasons I like Kings FM and I'm relaxed, because I'm between Pastor Israel Bossier, Pastor A.B. Will, Christians. And they can never say anything without the Bible. And that's how you know Christians. They rely on the Bible to get understanding into difficult times, to help people, and a lot more. In the Bible, you will see the lines are in two ways. If you are a Christian and you read that Bible, all of the lines are in twofold. That's how God said it. You will see a command. A command is an instruction to do. And the next line you will see is telling you of what happened, with a caution to be on the alert. So in Matthew chapter 22, he said, you shall love your neighbor as you love yourself. That is a command. Love is a command. So the president is giving a command here when he said today is a recommitment to show love for our country. What is the love that the people need to show for their country? When the very people of the country are being stabbed in the back by a few people who are in power. Moreover, love starts with who? Love starts with the leader. Love starts with the parents, father, mother, and it goes down to the children. Love does not come from down up. Love comes from up down. That is why God demonstrated love first. For God so loved the world that he went into action. And what did Peter tell, not Peter, but John? He said, not that we love God, but that God first loved us. Meaning he went into action to demonstrate it. So love comes from up. If the president is talking about recommitment of love, then he needs to start doing it. Because when the leader leads by example the rest of the people, it becomes a command for the rest of the people to do. So that first line, trash it out. Mr. President got it wrong. Then he said in the second line, the greatest strength I believe this country has is the Liberian people. That is not true. I disagree with the president on that. Probably he said it from the context of electing them. So the strength is at the ballot box. Your line up to elect. Your demonstrated strength at the ballot box. Beyond that, nothing. So trash that one out again. It doesn't make any sense. Then the third line, he said, they have demonstrated to the world that they are great, loving individuals who stand out in our sub-region. What is that? What have we demonstrated to the world? If we ever demonstrated anything to the world, is the greatest that has gone down in history that the world will never ever forget. Even in the next war, it will bring it. The conceding of defeat by President George Weah. Anything beyond that, what has been happening? We're demonstrating negative things to the world. Legislators and legislations all over the world, all around the world, laughing at Liberia. Everything is just in the reversal for Liberia. Everything is just negative. And you say we demonstrate? We demonstrate negative things to the world. The people laugh at Liberia every day. On inauguration day, president almost fell off. Then the president turned around. The woman who messed everything up, he turned around and praised the woman, Miata family, of organizing a unique inauguration. So that line there, Mr. President, in my opinion, again, it has no substance. And then the last line, that will move to something else. He said that we have shown resilience. We have shown courage. That Liberia will rise to shine, and Liberia will be a blessing for potential progress. What Liberia rising at? What Liberia going to shine? Listen, it's not the roads and skyscrapers that you put up make the country is shining. No, that is not true. The politicians will always be politicians because that's what they know. Beyond politics, they see nothing from a human perspective. And that is why everything about the politicians elevate themselves, their life. Liberia is not rising. We can build the greatest capital. We can build the greatest Liberia. But when there's division, strife, misunderstanding, hate, confusion, discrimination, insults all over the place, a divided country, then how are we rising? Well, when people see you outside, once you're not on their side, they see you from here, and you are in Satan's kingdom. That's how the country has become. And Mr. President say recommitment of love. Once you are not on their side, you are evil. The people who on the other side, they are good. When you said on Kings FM, you are bad. When you said on Spoon FM, you're from heaven. When you say this person, this government official is wrong, it will not be seen as opinion being expressed as entitled to by the Constitution and democratic tenet. They will consider you as satanic because you're not saying something in their interest. and they will hold that and use that against you and avoid you. Yet, Mr. President said recommitment of love. Come on. Sometimes you're sitting in a place, you just don't need to speak. I cannot go into an intercessory or a service like that and see Liberia in this situation and talk about love. How empty that would be, and how dull I would be, and how God's Spirit would never hover that place. How can you talk about recommitment or love when there is no love in the country, when there is hate, when there is strife, when there is confusion, when there is malice, suffering all over the place, abject poverty rising? People hold grudge for each other, and it starts from the top coming down. Nobody initiating that but Mr. President and his people, yet he talks about love. Oh yes, even Satan can use the word love, deny anything. It's the demonstration. Satan can use love, but he can't demonstrate it. Satan can use love. The word love, L-O-V-E, it can be used by anybody, it can be said by anybody. That's why Jesus said, not everybody who says Lord, Lord. The actual contextualization of that statement is anybody and everybody get it right to say Lord, Lord. Oh, I love God. I'm a Christian. I'm a loving person. But the conviction is the demonstration. When you can demonstrate it, then people are convinced. So Mr. President can talk about love. Who takes the lead? Who's the first person in demonstrating love? The leader. If the leader cannot, yet orchestrating a number of things against his own people, and then comes and talks about love, what is that? That will be doing it for that. That will be doing it. Let's have a few calls on this, and then we move to what came out lately. I heard something. We'll talk about that. We'll close with the Methodist church stuff. But let's take a few calls on this one on the show. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 0777 9803 75. Few cards on this, and then we move to something else, and then we get out. Today is the weekend. It's not going to be easy. Entertainment center is going to be flooded, and you have to be very careful. It is your right, but you have to be very careful. Hello.
Hello, Sam.
Your name and where you call from?
James Labo. I call you from Stephen.
Let's hear you, Mr. Roberts.
Labo, not Robert.
Oh, Labo.
Yeah. Let me say thank you for the show. And no other way you can put it. You cannot talk about love. Since you took power as the president, you have not called for one reconciliation other political parties and with the Liberians. Even the president here, he refused to speak to me. So what kind of love he doesn't do? So you should leave an example. But you're not doing it as a president. But you go there and sit and talking about love. What's love? You're not saying anything. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. If you listen to the president when he said that no car will be stuck in the mud in 100 days, in that same statement, he said that they were going to bring Liberians together. The country was divided and reconciliation was imperative. Since then, Mr. President has never, ever, none of his people ever tried to talk to him that we need a reconciliatory meeting. And what did these people say? They said that it is imperative. It's imperative for reconciliation in Liberia. Reconciliation in Liberia was imperative. Mr. President would not, he hasn't, he's not even thinking about it. And then you go and talk about reconciliation. It doesn't work that way. The first thing Mr. President should have done was call a reconciliatory meeting or, yes, a round table. Hello.
Mr. Andrew, how are you?
I'm good.
This is Edwin Son. I'm coming from District 2.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Okay. The President, Joseph Nima Boakai, the first thing I hear is he's not a symbol of peace. He's not. During our electoral process, those who were killed in Lofa County, have Mr. President ever come up with a single statement pertaining to that? To the family, have you ever done that? Most precisely, there are many people that Joseph Boakai have on blacklist. In his power as a president, he will lay hand on those people. Joseph Boakai is not a reconciler. He's not. So I don't even think we're supposed to be discussing Joseph Nima Boakai.
Thank you so much.
We are only praying that his term should come to an end so that we can be able to have a loving president. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice weekend. 0772 2399 33 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75. What did ECOWAS say after we are conceded? They said that reconciliation was imperative, that reconciliation is sine qua non to development in Liberia. It is not, you just, oh, we're doing this, we're doing. You can have an ambitious plan, but the first thing first, you want to get the country together. The country is divided. Everyone, the whole world acknowledged that Liberia is divided. Yet, Mr. President, say no. His people say no. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, let's hear you.
This is Edmond Carr, the visually impaired car, keeping the president feet to the fire. You know what? Boakai don't have love for the Liberian people, and you don't have love for the citizens. Because the first thing when Boakai took over as the president, what did he do? Even when you are a sweeper, alone you come from the weird government, Boakai put you down. What unifies the people? When I'm able to work and get fired to support my own family, and your own family able to work and get fired to support their own family. But you come, you put me down, you put the other person down, claiming that they were in the other government. How do we love? You are here as a president saying you took over. You are not being able to call one single meeting, which the president did, to allow or delay the war, or at least he initiated it. You know, that was a good side of him. He started it. But what I started working here with any people in the president like you, where it's not coming, allow the chakla, that whole stuff. When you talk about as a president, as you were saying, when ECOWAS Kenya, they provided tutorial classes for Boakai. What you need to do when you win on the party ticket. But after winning, you are the president for all. So what you do, you reconcile the country and try to move to non-start development. With all reconciliation, it becomes difficult to develop the country. So you don't law.
Thank you so much.
AB, Israel, and all the other guys that are on the radio station, they are the ones that are law because as we speak, the fight that is going on in the house, money outside. So you guys are denied money. And let money go and say you will stay with us to flare the issue. So you guys are the ones that love Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. Have a nice day. Hello.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Your name?
I'm Pastor Emmanuel T. Cooper. I come from Bannersville, precisely.
Pastor?
Yes, sir.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, firstly, for your splendid analysis, and I follow you up on the King's FM. You know, like the visually impaired guy who just left the line, he has been speaking very clear to elaborate. But people don't listen. When your heart, like you're reading the Bible, right? You should demonstrate love. And Jesus Christ, our president, is a Baptist deacon. But deacon are cattle. Character is a demonstration of your human nature. And once you don't demonstrate, the Bible calls a man should be born again. When that born again, your spirit is not being regenerated by the Holy Spirit. You cannot do what is right. The other guy use demonic power, satanic power, evil power. They kill people in their own country, heartlessly. And so they come into power to destroy this country. And the religious leaders are sitting down.
But are you pastor?
No, but we got to do collective prayer. We sincerely your heart. God knows the heart. Some pastors, the party pastor, some pastors, and the pastor. So they will pray right. So that's the prayer of blood pressure. Because you go take shower, because maybe you go to United Party to get small money, or you got to to get small money. But you need to be honest in your heart.
But you think, Pastor, huh? you think the solution to Liberia's problem is prayer?
Liberia don't need prayer, like you said, I think yesterday, right? I follow you. What we need is to do the right thing, take right decision, be honest with your conscience, forget about tribalism, forget about friendship, be decisive. What the Bible says, hello?
I'm listening to you, sir.
Yeah, what the Bible says, give it led Israel with a heart of integrity and a skillful hand. So we don't have a heart of integrity or go out, like you said, the woman should have a go out. I think they need to pray for the deacon because he's confused. So if we don't come to the table with a clear heart, the Bible says, blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. That doesn't mean that you pray for, but your heart is pure and clear for your fellow man.
Okay,
so if you're lacking this, will be on complete suffering as what we are quoting right now. Thank you, brother.
But what, as a pastor, what are you telling God about Liberia?
God has already shown me Liberia. I had a vision. I was supposed to come to King's FM.
What are you telling God about Liberia? As because you are an intercessor, you are a mediator. What are you telling God about Liberia? Though he sees, he knows, but he will need his intercessors, mediators, to speak. What are you telling him?
God to speak to the heart of the national leadership. They don't want that problem. So that us this morning in Baptist church, in Methodist church, in Pentecostal churches. So let us pray for them because their hearts are not right before God. So God will not bless the works of their hands. Then the citizen will suffer.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day.
Okay, so you're welcome.
Hello.
Hey, Sam Andrew, how you doing, my brother?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you. And you?
Yeah.
How did the holiday go? I know. How did the holiday go yesterday with you?
My brother, so long the life is there, we tell God thank you.
Yeah.
They left the matter, not money.
Yeah.
You understand? They left this matter. It's very important. When they break, you see the new day. God thank you.
How did the holiday go with you? I know that you have life. You enjoy.
Yeah, my brother, it was go there, God thank you for spending our life. I said, I do, we are Christians.
I know.
So you all the bad thing, one day can go there for take it for give some of us.
There you dare, jolly. You enjoy yourself.
No, there was no jolly. I was just relaxing at home yesterday, to my lecture. Yeah.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. Say, Andrew, thank you for the show. Look, I want to know who behind the message, Andrew. I don't want to know who behind the message. The message is good, but who the person behind the message? Andrew. I want to know. What guy? President Boga behind the message? No. Not the real person behind the message. No. You can't tell me that. Because my brother just said. And my car just said, people die in Lofa. You're not going back there to make peace. All the people are in the election. All the people you are learning with. Say, Andrew, you are a journalist that was happy with money in that process. Say you want election, you're not for anybody to say that was there. To call that on the table for you, they score the country matter. We're not doing it. What am I busy talking about, Sir Andrew? Why was I telling us here? You told you only apologize in this country. Something happy with talking and crying. You keep on as a president saying only apologize. You are here, Sir Andrew, the recording is there. What are you preaching to all? Are you talking about unity? What kind of unity are you talking about? Oh, what are you so forgetting so? When you sacrifice for the position, because the party No, and not you, Baka. You guys install that you will dance with the devil to win election. And for 3 days with the devil. So the most portraying you, Baka.
Okay.
Now, what's the for your boy? It was wrong by saying it. You come and point out like people.
All right,
it was wrong. Not even messenger. He wrong by saying it. Oh, sorry. That
all right, my sissy. Thank you.
But now he's saying it. That devil speaking himself, Baka. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Okay. Have a nice day. You can play the King's Cash giveaway, and the jackpot is on for today. Just dial *799 *25#, play $200 or $1.50 and win 10,000 Liberian dollars. Dial *799 *25# and play $200 Liberian dollars, $1.50 US, and win 10,000 Liberian dollars. So ECOWAS said that reconciliation was imperative for Liberia moving forward. The first and foremost thing ECOWAS said that the government of President Bouaka needed to prioritize was reconciliation.
Reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia. Reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia so that everybody can have a sense of belonging, and we can avoid any other upheavals in Liberia. Reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia so that everybody can have a sense of belonging, and we can avoid any other upheavals in Liberia. Reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia so that everybody can have a sense of belonging, and we can avoid any other upheavals in Liberia. It was a lesson. Reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia so that everybody can have a sense of belonging, and we can avoid any other upheavals in Liberia. Reconciliation starts.
Since ECOWAS made that plea to the new leadership, nothing. You hear what the woman said? He said, reconciliation starts immediately in Liberia, meaning the first thing that Bouaka needed to put in place was reconciliation. Since then, nothing. And with the division so wide, high, like mountain, if President Bouaka now attempts to do anything reconciliation, it won't work. You know why? Because the division has widened like a 5 or 10 lane road. So why? To close it, it will take God's intervention. It will take God's intervention. Any reconciliatory attempt now by the new leadership or this government, it will not work. Those who, in that, I was trying to find that clip. The very president said that there's going to be a government of inclusion. There's going to be a government of inclusion. He said it. Bouaka said there's going to be a government of inclusion. In a state like this, where you talk about reconciliation, before then, you said it's going to be a government of inclusion. Have you seen that? Have you seen that? So how can you talk about love? You say, oh, these people, nobody from the other side will ever get in unity party government. The only people that will come in this government, the people who supported us, who endorsed us. And that is why you find this woman who is the foreign minister, Sarah Beslow Yanti, recently, the mystery character, the character that the National Elections Commission created to cut Weah's vote in favor of Unity Party, Edward Appiton. Edward Appiton is being rewarded for allowing himself to be used by the National Elections Commission against CDC for Unity Party to win. So everything that was going on, the people knew. Listen, this country, politics is very deadly. Deadly, dirty, nasty, stink. That is why year in, year out, it stay the same place. It can't move. Edward Appleton is rewarded. Bouaga sent him to Japan as the ambassador. But so you're talking about recommitting to love. When love is inclusive of incorporating everybody, treating everybody right. That's what love is. Love does not discriminate. You go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13. It said love does not discriminate. Love does not divide. Love does not do this. Love is not this. Love is not that. Almost all these people, they go to church, and they were in service yesterday. Bouaga said they're going to be a government of inclusion. I'm trying to get that clip so you will listen to it good. He said they're going to be a government of inclusion. Instead, it became a government of exclusion. The only people that he considers in his government are those who supported him. And then you're talking about love? That's not how it works with love. It can never, ever work that way. It can never, under no condition. So this country is far from reconciliation. It's far from love. It's far from every other thing. You just live at peace with your fellow men. That's all you can do. Just as God said in Romans chapter 12, verse 18. He said, if it is in that world, be at peace with everyone. Individually is what I can advise you. From institutional standpoint, I can advise you, because the people who should initiate reconciliation, they're not doing it. But yet they will talk about a lip service, pretense. So just be at peace with your fellow man, yeah? Hello? Just few, then we go.
Yeah, go about Brother Andrew. My name is Alvin Dana, and I come from the UN draft. You know, Brother Andrew, one of lot of doing music, we say, you think your country is free, but one thing you don't know, you are being used like remote control. I think that what happened to our president. Because our president looking at the atmosphere of the country, he's telling us everything is okay. In fact, the peace and stability. He knew that he's supposed to restore peace and stability within our country. They bring separation. All those that call themselves sedition, he's taking all them in their position. They tell you position, there are confusion. They let them stay forcing. Then what is he telling us here now? I think the president have been used like remote control. Before you go, please go for that meeting and play it so the president can listen to it well. Then you will get to know that like what the guy is saying, that's true. Because people will come around me, they'll say things which my not around, I'll be taking it to be true. So please blow for that lucky doing music and play for our president so he can listen to it, please. Thank you.
Thank you. So here is it. Here is the president on his 100 days. Listen carefully. Listen to the end. You hear the division. He's talking about the he talked about the division of the country. He talked about reconciling. He talked about inclusive government. You never see any one of these three. But he goes to the church and say love. Come on, man. No reason why the crafters of this constitution say Liberia can never be a Christian state. Let there be a secular state. Because the pretense is so high. Listen to him.
Road, rehabilitation, and infrastructure. To date, contractors, equipment, logistics have been heavily mobilized.
No, you just provided me the wrong one, but I will get it. So it just had, Mr. President can go to talk about recommitment to love when there is no love. No love in the executive mansion, no love in the judiciary, no love in the legislature. Look what is happening in the House of Representatives. People gang up against one man. They just hate one man. I believe those guys, even when they hear Fonati Kofa died today, those 43 guys will be happy. Because given what they are doing, even though I've not reached to it yet, but we're talking about love. And love, in a political context, you can put politics in love. You are real and remain real. Look what they are doing individually. Those are Christians and Muslims. The Bible speaks of love, or the Quran speaks of love. The first line of the Quran is what? It centers on love. Allah, the Most High, the Most Merciful, the Most this. Put all of those words together. They gave you what? They are summed up in one word, L-O-V-E, from an Islamic perspective. There are Muslims over there. The Quran speaks of love, but they gang up against one person over there. Today, the people, they just hear Fonati die, God forbid. They just hear Fonati, those 43 guys will be happy. They say, yeah, Ali, he gone now. We come and take over. Then when they finish, they go in church, they go in mosque. So, Mr. President, I just thought to highlight those lines from your remarks yesterday in the church. Brilila Warren said, Mr. Andrews, what I like about you and AB is you guys put God first. God bless you and Mama Liberia. Yeah, we are Christians, so we never leave the Bible. AB can lead the Bible. Israel C can lead the Bible. The Bible is our guide. The Bible is the whole world guide. It's the leadership model for everything. If those guys, those Christians in that legislature, if they are true Christians, if they are reading this Bible, they will have the fear of God. They will do what is right because the Bible is also legal. The Bible is a law. All right. So let's move to something else. Let's move to something else. And no other place we can get. But let me read some of your comments. I beg you. Let me read some of your comments. You did extremely well. Philip Moko, M-O-K-O-E. Philip Moko said this man get pacemaker in his ad. And Matthew Cholopole said, let GMB go away. Liberia don't need him. Darlington Sipe, S-A-Y-P-A-E. Darlington Sipe said he was focused on the citizens. I don't know what you're referring to. If it is Baka, I don't know what specifically. Jones Pilot said that the people said that the president is not sick. And the president himself said he's not sick. If the president can make it, he's trying to say cannot. If the president cannot make it, let him resign. Who else? William Derry Wulu said the Liberian Civil Rights Movement official spokesperson. And then Cholopere, you come back again. Okay, he said criminals, GMB is not making any impact in Liberia. So no need to even be the president of Liberia. Kuda Williams said Appleton, VP is saying he is a hungry lion. Okay. We're close with the United Methodist Church Wahala. But let's go to what is unfolding. We can't leave it. We can leave it. Over the hours, it came out. I do not know what happened, and then it wasn't clear again. But over the hours, it was said, it was being reported that the budget was submitted to the Speaker of the House of Representatives. What happened? What didn't happen? That vanished. Howbeit, the Speaker is the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Councillor Dr. J. Fonati Kofa is the Speaker of the House of Representatives. How long? Whichever way it is twisted, he will still receive the budget. But before we can talk about that, he said that over the coming days, or in the coming days, he had a couple of legal options available to him he had not exhausted, even though George Yamingbese, from a political perspective, not legal, allow himself to be arm-twisted, decline to listen to his professional colleague who took before him a germane issue that borders on the reputation of the executive, the judiciary, the legislature, that brings the credibility of the country from investors' perspective into skepticism. A serious or grave incident was reported in line with the law that in such a circumstance, you want to seek redress with the court. The chief decided not to. He decided not to. This short break, let me get something straight and then we'll get started.
Road rehabilitation and infrastructure. The key target for the government deliverable for the first 100 days was the reconditioning of roads to ensure that they are pliable to create access and boost economic activities. Under our 100-day action plan for road maintenance, we earmarked 11 key projects across the country to make sure that primary roads are all pliable during all season. The Ministry of Public Works has been undertaking major road corridors.
Thanks for the understanding. George Yamingbese refused. It was intentional. It was on purpose. Blatant disregard of his colleagues' legitimate concern. Because in my opinion, he was under and still under political influence. Under no circumstance, he couldn't have listened and do the needful to bring this confusion and misunderstanding and strife and warfare in the legislature that is divided against itself, not for itself. The speaker felt betrayed again. And just so you know, stick it in your mind, 2 times Speaker Kofa was betrayed. The first, stabbed in the back by Thomas Fala, when he thought that he was getting a relief, a rescue. Again, he was betrayed, stabbed in the back by Josh Yamingbese by refusing to hear him out. I want to believe that if it wasn't this wahala in the house, this identical removal of Fonati Kofa, another situation before Yamingbese, he would have said something. He was never ever going to decline. So that is the second betrayal the speaker is battling. That broke him down to some extent psychologically. Because when someone has betrayed you, when you think you're getting on the other side to get rescue or help or comfort, then you see even worse than the first. It is based on that he said that he had not exhausted his legal options to compel those guys. So under article, the rule 1, he has several options available to him from the House's rules and from the Constitution. So it is being said that he is preparing a legal options that will compel him to do by declaring 10 seats in the House of Representatives vacant. Because the law said you should not be absent for more than 2 weeks, because it said under Article 37 of the Constitution and Rule 21 of the rule, prolonged absent without authorization warrants sanctions or sanction. And that sanction can be determined by the presiding officer, in this case, the speaker, in concert with the leadership. And that could be declaring the seats vacant. You're taking for a joke. We come in have by-elections. Come in have by-elections for 10 seats. And you say you're junk. And you say you're mumu. You say that. You're playing with somebody who knows the law. Most of y'all went over there, you pay money to people, so you're in real land good. Anybody can go anywhere. The man using his education, the man proving to you that he learned the law. You know what it means to have a doctorate degree in law? You know what it means? A doctorate degree. Jay Fonatikova holds a doctorate degree in law. You think I'm picking your playing with? Then the man is member of a number of bars, meaning he member of several bars that he can go in those countries and plead in their country. He can get in their court and plead cases. You know what I mean? You think that picking lawyer then big here. Though for the TD, they're wasting their time. One man against 43. That's how I consider it. For Natikofa supporters, them who are doing extremely well. Thank God for them. But I'm not using them or think that they are not doing well. They are. That's why I just thank them. But I see it as one man against 43 in this warfare. And Fonatikova winning the warfare. One man against 43 men and women. So the man going to declare 10 seats vacant. We're going to have by-election. You start going back. You start finding way to go back to Fonatikova. Yeah. Today, Friday, let's use ourselves. Let's not be too serious with everything. You'll be like Priscilla Copo. You take a bold step, put Drafe on. drop being diplomatic. Go back. You go back home. You go back home. You are like the prodigal son. You behave like the prodigal son. Drop the shame. And you go back and you'll be well received. If you stay with your so-called majority block when there is nothing called majority block, you will be shame. You will bend your hairs down in shame. You start finding a way to go back. Those 10 seats, they will be declared vacant. We have by-election. Then you go, you sit down now. You ain't get no constituency. You ain't representative again. Then when the people see you on the street, oh, boo you. Boo. boo. You know, Bishop, some of y'all would sleep for 2-3 days, y'all will not wake up. Well, you think that you stay there, you will be in dreamland. When you wake up, you're representative. Every other thing will be taken from you. The small money you get, you will use it until you go broke. Then all your girls then are coming around you now. They can't come again. Nobody can call you honorable. Y'all run by, y'all go back. Time running out. The whole world recognizes Fonanti Kofa as the speaker, the legitimate speaker, because he is within the law. Your drag it, he will drag it too. That the executive feeling it. A embarrassing Boakana. So the man said he has several legal options. So the next step will be before the full bench of the Supreme Court. Let the man go before the full bench of the Supreme Court, and then they tell him, we can't say anything to this, or you're wrong. Go sit down. Let's see it. Let's see another war coming in this place. Not gun war. That a war we in already. Otherwise, when the full bench say, Fonanti Kofa, you wrong, or we ain't listening to you, go sit down, you can settle it, that different branch of government, yeah, then you will see what will be happening in this country in terms of the law. Nobody will respect the law. The next thing, when people are not respecting the law, the only thing people will do to be sending police people. Then the next thing now, they will run all over the world that they're using iron fix on the people in this country. They're using this, they're doing this, they're doing that. The next thing, they start stopping things from coming to this country, the government is stifled. Sit down. Just sit down. Why you think that this is now war? War does not only mean guns and people dying physically. In this situation, what is happening? Things have stalled. Things have stopped happening for the country. You sitting down there. You think you're selling your market, 1 or 2 persons coming. It's all because you know you're not exposed. Everything is at a standstill in this country right now. When one branch is affected, it affects the other 2 branches. Even if there are 10 branches, they are affected. So the executive is playing a double game, trying to act like it recognizes Speaker Kofa, but then at the same time, communicating with the majority bloc. The reason why the majority bloc, the so-called majority bloc, acting stiff-necked or stay holding on because of the assurance they have. Listen, if that executive is not supporting these people, not doing anything at all, you think they will have the confidence to do what they are doing and say what they are saying? You think, in fact, they will go and sit down in that place and issue a communication telling Mo Ali, the managing director of FPRC, Salif Tyler, Minister of Transport, and other people to come before them? You think they will come up publicly if they were not getting on the ground assurance that this thing, I don't care how it dread, Fonanti will move from there? Because they're getting assurance. They're receiving tips that, yes, you have our support. So they go now and announce that they are the House of Representatives. So they can do business with them and they should not do business with the Speaker. If they were not getting assurance from the executive, they will not be making those public statements or requests. No. And let's see Tuesday in fight again to the Friday, then Saturday, then Sunday, then Monday. God hovering all of us. We pray his protective covering continue to hover us. We'll see Tuesday whether Mo Ali, Salif Tyler, and the other people will go there. There now, if they went before those people, it will be known the whole world that yes, Joseph Yeman Boakai truly was behind this thing, as evident by these guys going there. Even the unborn child who has not come to earth in their mother belly will know that truly, yes, it was Boakai that behind this thing. You know why? Because they work at the will and pleasure of the president, those in the executive. They can't do nothing without the president's instruction. That separate branch of government. When confusion is somewhere, there is a split, then you hold back until it is resolved. And there's one leadership. But with the House of Representatives in tatters, divided, war in there, then one faction requests that government people from the executive should come and explain to them, explain local government from internal affairs perspective, can explain about the corruption allegation. Then they go there to go explain. It means they recognize the people. They recognize the speaker. Then everybody will know now, yeah, Bouaka behind it for true. But if the executive, as it is said by the Minister of Information, that Bouaka has nothing to do with it, Bouaka, he know, but if Bouaka got nothing in his hands, it's not inside, he will tell them, I don't want to see you at that legislature. I don't want, when I hear that you're going there, as soon as you get in your car, you get there, you should lock your offices and turn the key over. You are no longer in this government. So we're waiting. And they call the Minister of Internal Affairs, Francis Yemalin, and Francis Yemalin, that Bouaka Daha partner. Francis Yemalin. You think the people, you know what they're doing? That so-called majority bloc? You think the people, hey man, yo, I told you that this country politics is nasty, it's dirty, it's stink. It's evil. Nothing good for this country. That's what Liberia politics is. Politics, by the standard of politics, means the issues which precede development. And that's why you see in other countries, they're advancing. They discuss the policies on how the country should get going. Yeah, our own policy or politics to tear down people apart, to stifle them, to kill them. And then we say we are a loving people. Liberia will rise again. Francis Yemalin, Internal Affairs Minister, that Bouaka Daha man, that Bouaka Budi, that Bouaka relation. You think the guys, they know what they are doing in the legislature, they divided fashion to sit down and call Yemalin to come to them, Mo Ali, Sali Tyler. It's because they're getting assurance on the ground from the executive. The first thing, listen, here is it. To allay the suspicion of the people and they believe that the executive is on it, the very first day they issue that warning, that request, those three institutions are going to release a statement to that, telling them that they cannot, with no disrespect, they cannot appear. Yes. Why do you say that, Sam? They've been writing too many things on Facebook. They didn't consult president. When the issue came up about the allegation, what did LWSC do? They went on Facebook straight. Mo Ali was on Facebook. He wrote, say LACC must start investigating. This few days, he reminded LACC again. Salif Tyler went on Facebook, all the people. They never consulted Bouaka before they went. Well, so they have the same right to come out to the public and tell the public, we're not coming there. But you know why they're silent on it? They have not written anything. They have not said anything because they too are in between. They are between the scissors. And these guys are making the demand that they appear before them next week because they're getting the assurance. But they will get the shock of their lives. And that shock is when they go there, everybody will know. Everybody now, the whole world will say, yes, the Bouaka behind this thing. Oh, they were just denying. And the information minister will be shamed. I feel sorry for Pia. Because the information minister in this country It's just to be sweeping the dirty thing, covering people dirty deeds. It's just covering people dirty deeds. And when you continue to live like that and do it, you think you're enjoying the money, but you're piling part of sin on yourself. You think nothing happening with it. You think you are a government person, but you're putting sin on yourself. Sin. Because everything we do on earth has spiritual implication. So what Rule 21 said, Rule 21 said that a formal approval from the House and violators may face penalty as determined by the leadership in consultation with the plenary. So the Speaker has the right. The Speaker will activate Rule 21. The Speaker will move before the full bench of the Supreme Court next week. Yeah, next week. Yeah, I've been seeing this thing that they say, oh, the Speaker, how they call it, the executive presented the draft budget to Speaker Kofa, but I don't want to buy into that too soon until we can get a full confirmation from the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning and the Executive Mansion. So if you're hearing that, well, that is fine, but I'm not too sure that happened. I'm not too sure, but that's what we heard, and coupled with speculations. I'm not too sure. The Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, on behalf of the executive, submitted the budget to the Speaker of the House of Representatives. It happened, fine, but I don't believe that it happened. News was just flowing all over the place that the budget was presented to the Speaker, but in no time, those write-outs disappeared. So it means it is not true at all. That hasn't happened yet, but it's going to happen. I know that the executive is still trying to buy time using every cunning means, but as long as it drags, they will still present it to the Speaker. Yeah. So that's what he's going to do over the days. He's going to move to the full bench of the Supreme Court, and he will activate Rule 21 and Article 37 of the Constitution of Liberia. Article 37. Article 37, yes. That's what's going to happen over the days. So that's it. The Speaker stays on. He will not leave from there. Under no condition, the Speaker will move. You go up, you count down, unless you have that 49. It's not a hard thing to get 49. If you have the will of the people, if you know you have the will of the people, the 49 will not be anything. I don't think it's a hard number to get. No, it's not a hard number. If you know you have the numbers with you, you can get the 49. It's nothing hard. Why you're taking long to get 49 persons? If you are the majority bloc, you look at the irony. You claim to have the majority, but then you can't do anything. You stay hoping that people will leave the Speaker's side to come to you. You stay trying to fetch number. You stay trying to influence number. You stay trying to steal number. Then why are you referring to yourself as majority now? How people claim to be educated, but they lack common sense. You say you're majority. Majority simply means that you have reached the number to take any action as per your power. That's what it is. Majority simply means, in the bystander of the word majority, look it up. In this context, it means you have what you want, you have what it takes for you to get into full action. How can you call yourself majority bloc? Then you stay struggling to arrive at 49. You can move from 43. For 3 weeks now, you've been on 43. You can go up, you can come down. You're just on 43. You're on 43 Street or Lane 43. You can move from there. How are you majority? Then you say bloc. You know what it means in a political context when you say bloc? There's nothing extra to that. It simply means the same thing, that your region is solid, is fortified. Bloc refers to area, A-R-E-A. So you're trying to say that within your domain, you have that number to effect any action as per the nature of the situation. But here is the paradox and the irony. You can move from there. You're sticking still at 43. You can get beyond 43. But you're hoping and you're engaging in all kinds of shenanigans because you know that you don't have the strength, that others will join you so that they will beef up your strength so that you become solid. Amen. Calabria legislature there. That's the people who say they are honorables. The people who say they know both. Majority, you can move beyond 43. Bloc, your area is not fortified. You ask any one of those people over there in that place, those 43, you ask them about that bloc, they can't explain it. I challenge them. I dare them. Ask any one of them, they can't explain that bloc. They only know the phrase, and they are using it, acting like they really know majority bloc because it's popular. Why they say majority? Majority bystander and contextualization in the situation means you have the number to effect any action as within your domain, which is instant. Don't have to take long. Assume that they had a 49. You think they were going to be dragging for 3 weeks going into 1 month? If we went beyond 1 month, you know why 3 weeks now going to 1 month? They can do anything because they are not majority. They are not majority. Majority in this context means NUMBER, and that NUMBER is the 49, and that is why they are struggling. They're fighting to get, and the bloc BLOC, 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 that bloc. It means your domain, your area, your perimeter. So you got the 49 there, and you're ready to effect any decision. So you ask yourselves, why it taking long? Why they can't move? Why they revolving? Why they setting to the same place? Why nothing happening? Why are they acting like they have power? Why are they making demands or requests? Why are they doing all of those things? You ask yourselves, people. I beg you. You ask yourself. You look at the logic. Figure it out. Why are they doing all of those things? Those things are what in politics they call shenanigans. You coming up with all kinds of strategies when they are empty, playing the mind game, acting like you walking, you have the power, you have the authority, you get the support of the external when you don't have. Consciously, you know you don't have. You're hoping for opportunity. One man in Fonati Kofa against 43 empty men and women. And y'all who, the women in that thing, y'all better go back. Y'all move from down there, y'all move from behind those people. I'm not disrespecting y'all. We have high regard for our women in this country. We love y'all. We respect y'all. You people are great people. You people hold this country with great integrity over the years. You people are not known for corruption. This country has not known women for corruption. This country has always known men for corruption. You women, I appeal to you people consciences. You sit down, you think about it. I beg you go back and into your normal session and leave that place called, that so-called majority block. You stop destroying your image, your integrity. I hold your phone. I appeal to y'all. Y'all move from down there. Y'all go back. Fonati Kofa is within the ambit of the law. Those men over there are using y'all as surrogates because they want the strength that they do not have. So they will make you to feel that everything is not right. Some of you over there, the people playing on you because they know that most of you women or some of you women are not educated enough. Why it is true that you have your own reasoning ability, but these guys have something different under their sleeves. I dare you people, when everything is over, you people will have me to thank because you will see it. They will not regard you as they regarding you now. You go back, great women in the legislature. You'll be like Priscilla Copper, you'll be like Mema Briggs Mensa and the other women who are sticking with with Representative Fonati Kofa, Speaker of the House of Representatives. You leave, you go. Those people are not offering you anything, great women. They're only using you people. They're using you people as stooges, as surrogates, so they will accomplish their aims. I hold your phone, you go back. It will do nothing. You see what happened now? The budget under no circumstance will be presented to you. The executive will do no business with you. The international community is not recognizing you because you people are breakaway. You people are rebels. So nobody, everything you're doing, that wasting time, stabling the country in the back. Great women, highly educated women with good character. I beg you, you'll leave from over there, you'll go back to Fonati Kofa. You'll move from that place called majority block. That's not majority block. You not get a number. Then you say majority. You see how the people using you? The people know that you people, they play on your, what they can say in labyrinth, intelligence. Meaning that you people have a low IQ. So they are taking you people to and fro. They are tossing you people to and fro. Wherever they flow with the wind, you must flow with them. Majority means you've got the number. And block means your area is fortified. The number can take any decision that you wanted to take because that's what the law says. The law says for the night to remove the man. 3 weeks now. 3 weeks. We're going into the 4th week. You can't get the 49. You're doing illegal business. Acting like you have legitimacy and authority when you do not have. You convening in an illegal way and making requests to people in the executive, ministers in the executive, that they should come to you. So when the people come now, they explain. What extra are you going to do? Why are you carrying their recommendations or suggestions? What are you going to do? You won't even get the number in your own self to make to pass any legislation. 43 persons, The law say 73. If there is anything, there should be 210. 73, 43 from there, or 49, then nothing. You get a number. But you can get 49 from 73. 43 cannot do business. 43 persons cannot do business. Nothing can work. It makes no sense. So your great women are appealing to y'all. You don't allow these men to use y'all. You don't be like Adam and Eve. I beg you, before your shift blame, you move from there. Because the first person that shifted blame, that was Eve. She said, that the man you gave me. Then Eve came to now, because that's what the men they would do. Some of the men will say, hey, go wonderful. Yeah, I like the Bible. But so the Bible, that leadership, the Bible is everything. At the close of the day, that event that happened in the Garden of Eden, in Genesis chapter 3, you women, you will start shifting blame. And I don't want you to shift blame. That's why I'm using Genesis 3 to advise you. Because they say, God said women are the weaker vessel. So the people taking advantage of you. They're taking advantage of your mental weakness. Because when God said women are the weaker vessel, he's not referencing body strength, but the mind. And he says that because he knows how he made the woman different from the man. That is why you people are so affectionate, so loving, so kind, so responsive, so kind-hearted, and on we can go. That is why when something happens, you see that the woman feel that affection, that love, that sorrow than the man. That is why when something happens, the woman in her situation, she starts to cry. No matter how the situation is. You know why? Because she just can't. That's how God made it. That the man can stand anything. You not see little thing you see men crying. Even you got a woman to explain, she's explaining from one end, she start crying. Then everybody say, but start crying and explain her. Because that's how God made it. They get our mental hardness, that strength. So when he said woman is the weaker vessel, it's not a reference that the woman is not strong physically. No, there are some women in the world, again, hold men with one hand, collar hand, slashing all over. Women are beating men all over the place. But that's not what God is referring to. He's referring to the mental, the mind, the intellect. And that's what the guys are doing. So I don't want you to shift blame like Eve said that the man you gave me. Because some of you will say, oh, that the other man, that the other representative, I didn't want to do that. That's what Priscilla Cooper said. They went to play on Priscilla Cooper. They told her XYZ. And at the end of the day, she signed. But then she said when she realized that the way they want to move the speaker, she said no. If she had just given in and stayed there, she was going to be shifting blame. Y'all leave from over there so you will not shift blame like Eve. Y'all leave from over there, y'all go back. We beg you over the days, the week and year, y'all use it for sober reflection. James said in James 1:19, be slow to speak, quick to hear. You take time. You think about it. You think about it. This is Liberia. You ask yourselves, great women, you ask yourself why these guys are doing this thing. What the benefit? How is Liberia and Liberians benefiting? How are the people benefiting from this thing, this fight? How long will this thing drag on? How are the people thinking about us? How are they feeling about us? How do they see us? You want to think this way, you women, you great women, responsible women. highly educated, reputational women, you want to think this way, go rhetorical. Ask yourself these questions. Think about the people. Think about the people that you are serving, man. Put yourself in the shoes of your children. Put the people in the shoes of your children. If your children suffering in the house and there is neglect, you, the woman, you will sit down and leave it. You will feel hurt. You will cry and you will try to find a solution because you don't want your child or children to keep crying on you. That's how it is presently. The people are crying. The people are hurt. They are disappointed. They are groaning within their hearts. They are down spiritually. They are frustrated. They are regretting why they elected you. You think about it. You think about it, people. You think about it, and you think about God too. You people are Christian women. You think about it. Ask yourself, were the people wrong to elect us? Must we treat them like this? Will we continue to be in this thing forever and ever? As long as this thing drags, is it affecting us or affecting the people? Was it wrong for the people to have elected us? You think about it. You do a sober reflection, man. I know money can influence people. Money can put bravery on you. Money can give you that stiff-necked spirit. Money can make you that you become, you show, let me use the speaker's word, you show callous disregard for the people. I know that money does. And power also. But you just have to go home. When you sit down in your living room or in your room, you give it a thought. Think about it. Know that God is watching. God's hand is not off anything this world. God's seeing everything that is happening in the country. God knows what his people going through all over the world. You are a Christian. You are a Christian woman. You are a Christian lawmaker. You go to church. You have your church. You read the Bible. You think about the people, man. There you go. You think about the people. Okay. So, here is it. Let me close with this. I'm talking this in 1 minute, then I turn to here we go. I'm not getting what I want to get. So I can talk about the Methodist thing too, because I've not gotten the full side yet. I thought I was going to get it before the show ends, but I will still talk about it, hopefully, next week. Listen. Oh, God. Hey, Liberia. Liberia is ironical, typical culture. The pastor for President Joseph Yoma Boakai, the church that he in, inauguration service, they went to that church. The pastor got through preaching in all the newspapers. One of the papers praised him. Front Page Africa praised that pastor. Other papers pick it up, and they said, if we can have 2 or 3 pastors like this, the president will not corruption, will not overwhelm the government. This pastor is bold. He looked in the president's face. He said, all kinds of things. We read some of the articles. Listen, me, I only said to myself, if I were in the pastor's shoe, I would say the same thing. But nothing going to come. And what did I say? I say openly to people before I can come on the radio and talk. I said in the opening, that pastor, you will not hear nothing from that pastor again. That pastor will not have the audacity to hear of corruption in the legislature, in the executive, particularly his man, the president, Boakai, and speak against it. He dare go on Sunday morning and preach against corruption in the government or say anything that is wrong in the executive in his sermon. He dared say it. I said it will not be. At the end of it, he only raised morale because it was going into the presidency now. So that's why people are praising. Say, yeah, Baka pastor. Baka, the pastor is brave. The pastor looking the president fair. Say that lie. You put it to test. Beyond that service, you will never hear that pastor today. With all that is happening in the executive, with corruption all over in the executive and other places, you can hear Baka pastor talk. How they call the church there? Simon Baptist? Is it Simon Baptist or St. Simon or Salem? I don't even know. You don't hear anything from that pastor? The next 6 years, Unity Party remain. You will never hear anything from that pastor. That pastor dare say anything about corruption, about this, about that, against Baka. He will move from over there. He will not be the pastor for that church. Support will now be forthcoming to that church. You know what I mean? President go there. That's all I wanted to say to that. So let's take a few calls on this and then we go. I know that's a topical issue. It's hard to leave it. Every time you say that, you talk. Let's take a few calls on this and then we get out. So it's a happy pre-birthday again to Rufus Divine Brooks, Liberian journalist. Your birthday will be on the 10th of November. That's Sunday. Hope that you celebrate, like they say in Liberia, in grand style. Make the most of yourself. Broadcast journalist of Prime FM 105.5, Rufus Divine Brooks Jr. You'll be celebrating your birthday on November 10th. Hello.
Hello, Sam.
What's your name?
James Labrador, and I call you from Central Town. Let me say thank you to you for the show. You see, like you put it, if you say you are in the majority, then you should be able to remove Fanatic Kofa. Now, this is what he said. I'm not afraid. Come before me. Sit down, and you can raise your issue. If I will be removed, then if you can get a 49, I can be removed. But you are afraid. You are on the other side. You are rebel. Then you say Fanatic Kofa should remove. Who will remove themselves? They are jokers. If you feel you have the majority, we are calling on you, facing Honorable Fanatic Kofa. We challenge you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend. Hello.
We are going to Sam Andrew. You know, but Sam Andrew, that's why I always let them listen to you because you really break the issue for understanding. You can break it down pages by pages for us to really understand it. I think if the speaker for Fanatic Kofa having to declare latent seat vacant, I think it will be giving signal to the world that our democracy is really getting strong because it will be the first time in the history of the Republic of Liberia for such thing to take place, and which I'm praying God for it to really happen because these men just left our country on dump. They go sit down on the merit making thing. They say they want to remove speaker with the Pope. They ain't got no power to remove the men. So I think the men will have to use the idea to put to them that he's a law and he knows the law. The latency, I let someone be vacant so the world can know that Liberia is getting ready for business. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75. Hello.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm fine.
Okay, I'm CC Defending Giant of Benego Newton. I do phone to you from Congo Town. Look, hello?
I'm listening to you.
The law is clear. In the absence of the majority but not reaching 49, look, Frontier will never resign. Even when they reach 49 and they fail to give Frontier a due process, it will never resign. Because those making the law, they should be a beneficiary of making the law, of protecting the law. They shouldn't be the citizen or the state security. We all inclusively have to protect the law of the state. In the absence of that, Frontier will never resign. Look, we have to make that strong. We have to make commitment to the constitution of the state and the government of the state so that our democracy could be very standardized and be committed, in which people know that Liberia is moving forward. But those guys that are sitting at RLJ because they're benefiting from overhand money and they want to use that means to remove the speaker in the absence of not doing due process, I think it is negligent on their part. So I think we be static and committed. When in the absence of that, you will never be removed. Thank you.
Thank you too. Nice weekend. Have it. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Yes, good afternoon.
Your name? Let's hear you quick.
This is the proud son of the late Major Seaton, Emmanuel H. Seaton II, from District 13, Topo Verde to be precise. With the topic on the discussion, let me say kudos to the studio host. And to be honest, with respect to the whole saga of the horse and every other thing, I see this as, I see this as an honor manner to the president. But again, the president had to be smart. Kudos to our speaker for taking his stand. And I think it is just the beginning. After the 10 seat vacant, there should be another 10 seat until we sort past those so-called majority blocks. Say they don't mean business, the purpose for which we, Liberians, elected them. Thank you for a 40-minute time.
Thank you too. Have a nice weekend. Hello. You are on the air, sir.
Yeah. Afternoon, Sam. How you coming up?
I'm doing fine. Let's hear you.
Yeah. I'm calling from District 15, though. I will not disclose my name for some sort of security reason, though.
That security thing you come and talk. That security thing you come and talk. That you won't disclose your identity or name.
I don't want to disclose my identity, Sam.
But that security thing you come and talk. That when you talk it, then the state will be looking for you.
Everything we're talking here is a matter of state.
My man, ain't politics. Hello.
Good evening.
Yes.
Andrew, Adam Chawale is joining you from 77 period this evening.
Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, it's been a while. From further level, I've been asking for you, but thank God I can hear from you today. Yeah, Mr. Andrew, you see, the level of fun I was having, where your rest stop there, where somebody on start from. And the speaker, I want him to tell the people that where it have already come to an end, it is time for him to start his own right. This country, when it comes to unity party, this is not a first, this is not a second. There is a consistent habit of taking speaker for in power. They want to put somebody who they can control. And we'll try to tell them that this country is not a unity party country. Where you want the speaker, so you got to make sure you use money influence to take somebody from in power. That's not fair. Let's stop that. So let me just tell the speaker, Mr. Speaker, take action. Don't be afraid by the grace of God. The Liberians are with you. Every media you turn to, listen to every other person, they are actually on your behalf. Thank you ever so much.
Thank you. Nice weekend. I wish for you. 0772 23 99 33. Hello. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir?
Yes.
How you doing? My name is Mama, sir. I'm calling you from Brazil.
Let's hear you, Mama.
Yeah. When you were talking, talking to our mothers, the women in there, I just feeling also, it really went down to my heart. As a woman, to join those men to be carrying on the kind of attitude. I mean, it's really painful. They need to get away from there as you were pleading to them. I join you in the name of God to plead to them, to talk to them. Because anything contrary to what was happening in the near future, their children, their grandchildren, their great-grandchildren will be among their friends and say, oh, and your grandma was one of them, and your mom was one of them. So I'm appealing to them, let them draw back and go to the Lord to see what to do to bring our country to where it's supposed to be. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Have a nice day. 772 23 99 33. Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Edmond Carr. The law, the renegade guys, as you were saying, I don't know. They just making the country to be one position and not moving, because you know how long they've been in the position. You know how long that normal had remained at that level, then or that little less, and went on the other side, and they have been talking about, oh, you want to move the man. First of all, you're talking about moving the man. Now the normal remain constant, you sit there now. Why you not pushing for now for him to resign? And we are saying no, he's not going to resign. Okay, the man know the law. And look at the people that are telling Sammy like that to resign. Look at them. Look at our own lawmaker. One of our own lawmaker from Grand Gila County or Jeremiah Soka. He told us that before he performed his legislature or responsibility, he must be on committee. You can only attend a very meeting for that people here no committee. How you go back to help the queen the judge? Can you imagine that? The kind of people that I was saying they want to move farm like that. Let the man fight. They offer all the constitutional means that are there for him. Let him exhaust all. When you finish exhausting all, we'll be getting the 2025. That's what I always say. If I would be there, lady got to be playing with your government. If you say here now inside, then you do the needful to see where political people lay and where on the other side. You can call on the Unity Party for that. In a particular group, hey, it's our government. So you guys need to leave the place and go your penalty. There is no solution. You're going to side of the mayor so that we can be able to push the interests of our country forward. But nothing. That is what we're talking about the law. So when you say law now, what do you have there for us? Everything is going on, Braga car. Everything going on, Braga allowances. Everything going on,
Thank you, sir. Hello.
Hello.
Your name and where you call from?
This is Daniel City.
Yeah.
Calling from Togo, the prayer room.
Mm-hmm. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Franny, someone for the same thing you want to play, you all mind your friend when they play. You want bad, the quality of the play, so your friend can play where you want bad. Want to the play, and the same all mind want you to Franny cover. And all that thing that you're doing, nothing, you can't even do nothing to that man. You are the first and the man learn more than you. We are expecting you that two of them for the same party to back a Friday the unity party. But the man, for the start from honor the man, you start honoring mind the man. So all the plan you have and it will not even it will not successful. All I want you to do is just blind.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Hello.
Yeah, hello. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm calling you from 72nd Bill. And the only thing they love because they're doing it now working in favor of. Yeah. They're doing it for themselves. What will they put in there for them to work for us? They're not doing it. So they're there to spoil the Willie Labron people money. So the only thing I got to tell the speaker man now resign. Resisting man means that to resign. He say he resign. When he do it for me, I will lose confidence. Yeah, the same thing you get called about talking to the man now resign. He man now resign. The way they do it to because we the other man, man now resign. Then he be there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I love you.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, my brother. I can turn to the people of District Number 12. This is the voice of Comrade Andrew Lever Wilson and Abdul John Davis conversation from Chief Practice Community. I listen for a moment now from the colors that the president here is involved into this. It sounds so comical and laughing. Let me just say this one and for all. When you are taking on the mantle of authority, you have the power to influence. The ongoing fight within the legislature absolutely has no or have no hand into this. If Baka decides to put his hand into this thing, Fernando Kofa will be announced the following day as a former speaker of the Republic of Liberia. The only reason why Baka want to do that is because Baka is actually having a direct extension vision to ensure that what is actually embedded within his agenda should be actualized. The ongoing fight within the legislature to admit is actually bring a serious procrastination within national growth and development. Over the past weeks, our legislators from the girl angles from the Kofa block and others have been fighting to take the honorable speaker from power. And according to the Constitution Article 49, Kevin says that 2/3 of the legislators shall take the speaker of
Okay, Chief, thank you.
They have not been able to get the number of votes. So this is the time that they all need to put a start that difference.
Thank you, sir. Time is of the essence. We have to go. And this is how we go home on the show. Real Talk on Kings 88.5. It resets for this week and returns afresh on next week, Monday. But the news is on at 6. You don't want to miss it. And at 8 o'clock, face the issues. Thank you ever so much. That's all the time we've got to be on the show. But before we go again, let's just say happy birthday to Liberian broadcast journalist Rufus Divine Brooks of Prime FM 105.5. You will be celebrating your birthday on Sunday, November 10th, celebrating Grand Star. Hope that you have a wonderful time. Thank you all. My name is Sam Andrews. Shalom.